Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Um, my publisher, John Wiley, understandably wants me to promote the book. This is the book, just came out. Um, but I am dispirited by all the hype that has gone on regarding promoting almost everything. So I'm trying an experiment here, and I want to be as candid as I can be, even though I wrote the book, and I really love it, I do, and I think it's of great value. I've got some concerns about it, and I thought that rather than just sing its praises, I would offer some hype. That's pretty funny. I shall offer as much candor as I possibly can. First, I do want to say, many people are turned off to the concept of a Dummies book. But I want to tell you that I've put my own money where my mouth is, although this is my 11th book, and I could have had my agent gone to any of a bunch of publishers and get an auction or whatever. I sole source the book to the Dummies people. Why? Because I really do believe they produce a very high quality product. You have no idea how many layers of review, a technical reviewer to make sure the facts are right, a copy editor, a project editor, a whole team, and they really are very concerned about quality. And they're very efficient because most publishers takes you a year or two between the time you submit a manuscript and you get it published, by which half the time the book is half obsolete. Here, within like a couple of months or 3 months, it's immediately published. So I'm going to just turn off this thing so here we don't get those dings. Okay. The part I'd like to perhaps most criticize is the cover. I like the way the cover looks, plenty. But I'm going to start out, normally I should be starting with the positive, but you'll notice, see if I can do this, get this here so you can see it. Okay. It's the 3 bullets, and I'm guilty. I approved these. Well, they came from them. I approved them, but I don't like them. I think they're misleading, and I'm going to tell you why. Discover your best fit career path. There really is no one best fit career path. There are many careers that could be interchangeable. Yes, the book helps you absolutely narrow down, but there is no best fit career. So that's hypey to say discover your best fit career. The second bullet says transition smoothly between jobs. Transitioning is not usually so smooth unless you're a superstar that some headhunter plucks you away from your current employer, sends you to a competitor. It's usually quite a bit of work. And yes, my book I do my very best to try to help make it as smooth as possible, but to say transition smoothly between jobs, hype. The third one is create your personal brand. Yes, I think we do need to have some kind of an identity, but that's really not what the book focuses on, because far more important than your brand identity is getting competent. So a lot of the book does focus on how to get competent, whether it's in school or out of school, whether it's learning public speaking, whether it's developing some charisma, yes, whether it's learning how to participate well in a meeting, how to manage people, how to deal with time management and stress management. That's much more central, I believe, than creating a brand. So for those 3 things to be on the cover and to be the bullets is a bit misleading. Now I want to quickly, because I'm very well aware of your time, I want to go through the table of contents and give you my honest reactions. First section is called Finding a Place in the Work World. The work world, I'm focusing on the world of tomorrow, because when you're choosing a career, it's not just for this year or 5 years, it's only for a 10, 20-year arc. And of course, he who lives by the crystal ball eats broken glass. They found that even chimpanzees are about as accurate as the poobahs, the pundits on TV shows. But I've had a pretty good track record. I've been asked to write annual predictions for the workforce and the work world for Time and other major publications. They haven't been too bad, so I have a section on that, which I do feel pretty good about. But it is no guarantee. It's not radical ideas either. I reduced my risk by staying mainstream, which talk about what are the implications of automation, what jobs are going to be created, what jobs will be lost. Government, what's going to be the role of government jobs, their largest employer. Healthcare, where are the pockets of growth and opportunity. But there's no guarantees, but they're my best shots. So that's that first section. Second section is is probably what most people will most gravitate to. It's called the Careers Catalog. It's got insider scoops is the hypey word, or profiles or dossiers on 340 careers. Yes, all the popular ones, but also a lot of under-the-radar ones as well as self-employment opportunities. And what I really like about it is that it balances the purely objective with the subjective. Because what often is the soul of a job, what's going to make a job really fit or not, is not just the facts, but some of the subjectivity. And having had 5,400 clients, and I've been obsessed about career stuff for a zillion years, and I've written a number of articles and books on, with dossiers on careers, I think that I provide a useful way to screen lots of careers quite entertainingly and quite quickly. The next section of the book is on getting trained, it's called Getting Trained, Getting Confident. I have a big section on training, using how to make the most of a university training for your career, how to make the most of non-university training, what I call UU, mentorships, LinkedIn forums, going to conferences, reading on your own, watching videos, etc. One size does not fit all. I talk about the pros and cons of both. Because my PhD is in the evaluation of education, I feel that can be a particularly strong section. I also have a little subsection in there called Getting Emotionally Solid, because you can have all the training in the world, but if you're an emotional mess, it won't work. Now, this is no substitute for therapy if that's what you need, but this is for the garden variety person who's anxious or unsure about making decisions, but certainly in choosing a career. I try to provide some concrete, practical advice for how to move forward. Next section of the book is called Landing a Good Job Faster. I talk about how to vet a career. And again, it isn't easy. In an era in which employers can place an ad on, and from people from Azerbaijan to Zambia can apply, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of applications for most good jobs, especially in the, quote, cool careers like the environment or sports or fashion or any of those glamour careers. So it ain't easy, but I've certainly offered my best up-to-the-minute advice on how to use LinkedIn, social media, traditional, how to do a resume intelligently, best software for creating resumes. I give specific examples of cover letters that work and that don't. Sections on interviewing well without being dishonest. So there's that section. And then the section I ethically feel best about, because it could really, unlike landing a job, where you feel like sometimes you're torn between being completely honest and withholding some information. The section on succeeding in your career is what I was talking about at the beginning of this talk. It really is valuable to anybody. The first chapter in that section is called Becoming a Beloved Employee. It's all about how to learn about reading emotional intelligence, how to work the office politics, how to work well with your boss. Then there's sections on how to be a good participant in a meeting, how to run a meeting, public speaking, even how to cultivate charisma, and how to deal with those big bugaboos, time and stress, which are obviously key to getting ahead. Procrastinators don't do that well. Then the final two chapters, one is called Finding Your Foundation. It's all about really getting clear about what you really value. How much do you value money? How much do you value status? How much do you value work-life balance? How much do you value ethics? And I have little sliders that help you decide where you really want to be on those continua. And finally, a section on what's ahead. Again, predictions tend to be wrong, but in this era of increased automation, what is the likelihood of the automation killing the job market? What is the optimistic scenario? And then I present both the pessimistic scenario and optimistic scenario, and then I conclude with my own best guess as to what's going to happen. And that is a summary of my book, Careers for Dummies. It just came out. I am, of course, as all authors are, but I am particularly proud. It's my 11th book, but I really do believe this is my magnum opus regarding careers. And I would invite you to look for it on Amazon, where you can look inside the book and you can peer inside it and then order it at a discount if you like. Anyway, I'm Marty Nemko, and thank you very much for watching.